Yeah, good evening, everyone, and welcome to what I hope will be a Europa Universalis Rights of Man release day stream. If I can get the channel working. It says I'm streaming, but I have no video. It's just wonderful. The channel is now offline, but the channel is online. Make up your mind. Let me do a little bit. Oh, there we go. I see live channel. And then it goes away. Okay, that's just the advert. Okay, we seem to maybe be working. I'm going to let the advert go, and then we will get started. Europa Universalis. No, I don't think there are any more auto achievements. There are 10 new achievements in the game. I just don't know what they all are. Okay, so now first thing we need to do, there's a whole lot of new stuff in this game, so first thing we need to do is decide. No, I don't think that is the question. Okay, I can go ahead and turn that off. And we'll leave this page open so I can monitor chat. Okay. So, first question is, who do we play? Again, tons of new stuff in the game. Now, I don't think there are really any new starting nations. That's really not the focus of this. But there are a lot of interesting options with the way technology works. The new religions, the fetishist and Coptic religions have gotten a bit of a change. Let's take a look at achievements. You probably can't see the achievement screens. I'm going to go ahead and change this so that the screen can be seen. Oh, okay, it looks like it can be seen actually. Okay, so we're going to take a look at the achievements. Now, I got a couple over the weekend dealing with England. I still missed out on some of the English ones that I was after. So that's an option. Let's scroll down and see if the new ones are at the bottom. There's 10 new achievements. Start as Malin, have 4 colonial subjects in South America. Start as Vijayanagar or Bahamanas, conquer the other's capital and have them not exist. That's new. Abu Bakr is new. Sudanese expedition. So I think these bottom ones are the new ones. Starting as Morocco, conquer the Niger and Sahel regions. Starting as Butwa, conquer Mutapa, Corfu. This was probably the hardest of the new ones, I think. Force a nation to revoke 5 cores in one peace deal as Corfu. Own all institution origin provinces is probably not an easy one to do. As Kara Konulu, have the leading producer of wool. Starting as Kandar, own 20 sugar provinces between you and your subjects. As Pueblo, own at least 7 provinces with 10 development each. Okay, and then we're getting into, have both an admiral and general with a trait. That's a new one. Have a siege specialist general win a siege. So some of these are the easy ones. Has a fetishist nation, have 13 available cults. So that would be any of our African nations, or maybe South American. As a great power, take on over 1,000 ducats of another nation's debt. Conquer land while in a queen regency. That should be fairly easy. As a Coptic nation, gain all 5 blessings. As a greater ruler, take all of a nation's ducats in a peace deal. That'll be easy. We just have to have a greater ruler, really. Become a great power as Naples. We could revisit our Naples, my failed Naples save. Tried to form Italy. Win a war with 1 million dead on both sides. Have to play Ming or Russia as that, probably. Corrupt the officials. Okay, that goes back to the earlier ones. So everything down below here are the new achievements. Now there's some other ones that we could go for from the old one. I've only got 38 achievements, so let's take a look and see what's 1,000 sailors as Pegu, 100,000 sailors as Pegu. As a Somali nation, fully own the Horn of Africa and have a monthly gold income of at least 10 ducats. That one sounds fairly easy, and we could probably combine that with the fetishist achievement down here. We could do Congo. Congo starts probably as a fetishist as well before they get the Catholicism possibility. Or we could start out with one that is likely to become a great power and take some of those. You know what? Coptic nation. Let's see what we have for Coptics. I know Ethiopia. That's probably it, right? Those are Atomists, Totemists. So yeah, we'd be restricted to Ethiopia, which Ethiopia has a couple that we could try for. Ethiopia, Alodia. Ethiopia is obviously the one to start with there. Let's do that. I've done an Ethiopia play. Well, it's either that or VJ. Of course, for those that have been with the channel for any length of time know that VJ was my original streamed session, and that was back before the expansion that took India into a major power. Basically, VJ was a 1 or 2 province minor when I started that, and now they start huge. Well, relatively huge. Ethiopia. Ethiopia it is. We start with, oh my god, a 655 ruler and a 333 heir. Ethiopian Ideas is the Solomonid claim, which is yearly prestige. Negusa Negast, chance of new heir. Fort defense, diplomatic rep, missionaries, core creation cost, bonus, infantry combat, and yearly legitimacy and monthly autonomy change. No, land attrition and monthly autonomy change, with the yearly legitimacy being the bonus. Country size is 18 with 98 development, and total level of all forts is 5. Starting as a Coptic in the East African group. Okay, that is what we're going to do. And of course, because we're going for achievements, Iron Man, it is Ethiopia. Now, I never did complete the earlier achievements with Ethiopia, which involved occupying, owning some of the religious centers, I think. Alexandria, I think, was one of them, and maybe another one up here in this area. So, we'll see. We will give this a go. Let it start up. Hello there. Welcome to the game. Welcome to the chat. We are just getting started. Husky, welcome. The mighty nation of Ethiopia. Let's go ahead and pause it and take a look at see what we have. So we start with a dozen roughly provinces. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 to 12 provinces it looks like there. Okay, too few rivals, provincial unrest, advisors, obviously disputed succession. Now we could probably jump on some of those right off the bat. Mission. It is possible to pick another blessing for your faith. Okay, so this is automatically... No, this is a single player. I'm just now firing it up for the first time. So no multiplayer at the moment. Sometime in the near future, now that the expansion is out, I probably will host the multiplayer, but this isn't it. Okay, so one of the new religious changes with the Coptics and the fetishists and maybe some of the others are there are now blessings, and the more of the holy sites that you own, the more of the blessings you can pick. Of course, one of the achievements is to have all 5 blessings. So we are going to start with one of these, and I think it is going to be the discipline, because we're going to be doing a lot of fighting early on. Let's get that discipline bonus to start. Okay, now we have to own Alexandria, Axum, Antiochia, Qasar Ibram, and Yevran to get the other options for the other blessings. We own Axum right now, so the other 4 we need to own. And they also have to be Coptic, so we have to own them and convert them. So that is, of course, Alexandria is up here in the Mamluks. So obviously we're going to have to battle our way that way. I didn't see where the other ones were, and I probably should take a look and see which other ones we need to own for this. So let's go ahead and click on this real quick. Alexandria, we know. Antiochia, that sounds like what, Antioch? That's exactly what it is. Up there, also a Mamluk territory. Qasar Ibram will be over here in Arabia. No, actually, it's our neighbor. Okay, so that's actually good. That's going to be one of our early rivals anyway. And Yerevan. That is going to be the hard one to get. So in order to complete this achievement, that's what we just got. Yeah, I've been around a while. I'm retired now, as you've probably read, so I've got plenty of time on my hands. And this is one of several games that I enjoy streaming and or recording. I've got a YouTube channel that's got a lot of my stuff on it as well. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is pick a mission. Get access to the sea through Massawa, which is up here. So that's a nice target. What other missions do we have here? Improve our relations with Elodia. And improve our prestige. I think we'll go right for the naval access, since we're going to need some navy anyway. So we're going to take that mission. Too few rivals. Okay, so our options for rivals: Adal, Adjuran, these guys, Elodia, and Kaffa. Kaffa with all the coffee provinces, right? So we're gonna go. So these guys are not a one of our potential rivals. I think we'll take Adal. We'll take Kaffa. Now you want to have as many rivals as you are allowed usually, because that's going to improve your power projection and some of the other stats. I forget what all is involved, but power projection is the big one. So we got Acheron, which we don't have a link with right now, or Elodia, which we do, so we will go with Elodia. So 2 of them are land-bound. That's fine. Now, I'm going to guess that Makuria is probably going to ally the Mamluks. We might want to ally Makuria as well. We have, before we hit the unpause, we will have an option to get 1 ally here. And Makuria might be a good one. We could split Elodia between us if I do that. We've got a nice strong army. We've already started with an 11k army, and our neighbors are 5k and 6k. The terrain here is highland to our south and east, with some desert and dry lands, and then some steppes to our north. So good fighting areas to our north and somewhat to our east, a little bit tougher to our south. What else do we... Oh, yeah, we want to look for an ally. Our best ally is going to be... Yemen would be good. Let's see what they think of us right now. We're 36 away from an alliance with them. We're only 12 away from an alliance with Makuria. We don't have any ready-made alliances. No, not even Elodia. We probably could have allied Elodia if I didn't rival them. Too late now. Because they're the same religion, at least. Everybody else is a different religion. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to improve relations with Makuria. We're going to try to ally them early and split Elodia up between us. I am going to fabricate... Oh, well, wait a second here. We could ally and diplo-annex these guys. What religion are they? They're Coptic religion as well. You know what? Let's ally these guys. And then work to diplo-annex them later on in the game. That'll give us a 16,000-man army to start with. Okay, so we're improving with Makuria. Let's also improve relationships with Warsangali and try to ally them. Now, if you have any questions, I don't know how much you've played the game, but anybody in the channel, any questions, comments, suggestions, feel free to chip in. Okay, so my initial goal is trying to get an early alliance with Makuria and split Elodia up between us. Maybe an early alliance with Warsangali and split Adal up between us. I'll be able to take Kaffa on my own. And then diplo-annex Medri Bari. And try to take control of the Horn of Africa. Now, I did notice there is an achievement for the Horn of Africa. Let's see if we are even in the right... Yeah, we're in the right culture group for it. Let's take a quick look and see what that achievement is. I think we have to own the entire Horn of Africa. Let's see if I can find it. I don't remember what it was. It was called Horn. I think it was called Horn of Africa, or Golden Horn, maybe. Well, it's not here. Let's take a look here. It was near the bottom of the list, I remember that much. So there's a couple achievements we're going to try to get out of this particular playthrough. There it is, Golden Horn. As a Somali nation, fully own the Horn of Africa region and have a monthly income of at least 10 ducats. That should be fairly easy to do. Well, holding the entire Horn of Africa region is going to be the difficult part of that. Having the income is going to be fairly easy. So if we take a look at the regions here, which one is my regions? I think it resets some of my menu, my map modes here. Okay, let's do it this way. Regions. So yeah, this is the area that we have to own all the way up to what Mamluks is holding their southern territory, and all the way down into the Abjuran. Now, actually, this isn't that difficult to do because we don't have to get down into the Kilwa region, which they're very tough early going. So this is our goal. We've got to own all of these provinces and have a 10 income for that achievement. And we've already taken a look at the Coptic Blessing one as well. There's one or two others we might end up getting along the way, but this is what we're going to go for. I think we are... let me check. We have 2 merchants, neither of them doing anything. So let's send the first one out here and transfer... That's the Gulf of Aden trade node. We don't have anybody there. Our capital's automatically going to collect. We don't have anything coming into our capital. Everything's going out. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and send one here and transfer trade power. And if we can, I don't know if we have the trade range here. We do not. Is there anything else coming into this that we have range on? No. Okay, now when you do transfer trade power, some of it goes back upstream as well. Everything's going the wrong way for me. Everything's out of range as well. I guess that's the only one we can actually do anything with. Okay, well, that's fine, I guess. We'll have one merchant free for a while. Okay, so merchants are set up. Let's take a look and see. We have a whole lot of provinces already in our land to convert, and it's going to take 10 years per province at this point. Maybe if I would have realized we had that many non-Coptic provinces in our territory already, I might have taken the missionary strength first. So we're going to have to work on that really soon. Let's get ourselves a general. And we will start. Now we have an excellent starting ruler. Oh, that's one thing we haven't looked at. Recruit the general. We got to start with a 15 army tradition as well. That's pretty good. So we get a 3-1-1 leader. I would prefer a 1-3-1, but we'll take it. Okay, one thing we haven't looked at, something also new to this game, is our ruler. Rulers now have traits. This one is... he's a zealot. So he's got a missionary strength of +1. He's a zealot and he's righteous. So he gets a yearly legitimacy bonus of +1. He gets a missionary strength of +1% as well. An AI ruler with the zealot would desire neighboring heretic lands, desire neighboring heathen lands. Yeah, we're not that. An AI ruler with the righteous would start fair wars. On monarch death, this guy assumes the throne. Now we have a 655. We have a pretty poor heir, a 121 heir. He's 24 years old. Our starting ruler is 31. So, yeah, we've got time before we have to worry about him. We can't see what the traits for our heir is. I guess they don't pick up the trait until they actually become ruler, I'm guessing. Now, generals and admirals will also have traits. I don't know if our starting general had one. Does not look like our starting general has one, unless you have to look at it on this screen. Yeah, I'm going to guess the starting general does not have one. Okay, finally, I think we are ready to go. Once we get some positive relationship with these two, we will work on getting an alliance. And off we go. Now, For those that are not new to the channel, you know I don't play this at a fast speed, as I mentioned earlier. As somebody in chat mentioned earlier, yeah, I'm 50 years old. I'm not in a hurry to do anything, but we will go between speeds 2 and 3, probably more speed 2 early on while I learn some of the new mechanics, and then speed it up in some of the more dead times. Now, we are already starting with a ton of rebel factions, which isn't good. The Holy Heart of Ethiopia. Once Aksum was the heart of the ancient Askamite Empire, a bastion of Christian power, situated at the crossroads of Africa, Arabia, and the Greco-Roman world. Among the obelisks and palace ruins, we have rebuilt the churches of this mighty nation of old. The greatest of them all is the Church of Our Lady Mary of Zion. It is a place where we crown our empires, the descendants of Menelik I, who was the son of King Solomon and the Queen of Sheba. It is here he brought the Ark of the Covenant. Every year, thousands of pilgrims come from the farthest reaches of our empire and beyond to visit this holy place. So we gain 10 prestige right off the bat. I'll take it. Medribari has accepted the military alliance. We've gained the humiliate rival Cassius Belli against the 3 that we chose as our rivals, and unpause it again. A merchant is in place. Okay, let's take a look at a couple things. Now, the government, this icon is new. Some of these icons are new. In fact, this whole tab is new. That used to be in the court icon where we can see our advisors. We have an income of only 0.67 a month. I'm not going to hire an advisor at the moment. We've got great income for our power, so we're okay there. Some of the options here for changing governments will become available later. We're a despotic monarchy. If our legitimacy was low, and there's a lot of events that cause that, we could actually spend some power to boost that. We have our accepted cultures. You can see here how much of our accepted cultures and non-accepted cultures are available. Our country modifiers also show here. That all used to be in this tab, but now it's got its own tab. Diplomacy, obviously that doesn't look like it's changed too much. Economy, we're actually at a negative income. I'm going to keep the army strength maximum because we're immediately going to start fabricating claims on Kaffa, which we will do now as a covert option. Build spy network. We need a spy network of 20 to be able to fabricate a claim, and that's new to Mare Nostrum, the expansion prior to this, I believe. Trade, we're getting 1.96 of our income from trade. Over a quarter of our income is already coming from trade. That's not too bad. Okay, technology. We are East African. Okay, technology has been completely reworked here. We're getting an institution tech penalty of 0, which is good. Let's take a look at the institution map mode, if I can find it. We probably want to put that. Can I add another map mode to this one? So with my technology map mode, we will add the institution map mode. Institutions are new to this expansion. And the idea is at certain points in the game, different institutions will appear which affect the technology gain rate. And if you haven't gotten involved in the active institutions, you will have a penalty to your tech. Feudalism is the starting institution in the game, and that's what all of the Western European most of the Central European powers start with, and a lot of the countries early on have feudalism. There will be 4 or 5 more. I don't remember the total number of institutions, 5 or 6, I think. That as time goes by will pop up, and nations like the Timurids and some of these other nations, like a lot of the hordes and the American Indians, South American tribes won't have feudalism to start, so their tech penalty will be right there. Here in the near future, obviously, we're going to get another institution, and if we don't have access to it, we will get our tech penalty. But for the time being, we do have feudalism. That's the thing to note, and so we have no tech penalty. So we need 600 points. So we're as good as the Western powers at this moment. With 600 points and a rate gain of 898, our first tech ups will be in just less than 5 years, 4.5 years for our first tech increases, which is good. Let's go back. Ideas. We talked about the Ethiopian ideas at the when I was selecting, so I don't need to look at that. Missions and decisions doesn't look like it's changed much. Stability and expansion. Now we'll have to keep an eye out here. We've got rebel factions. Let's see. Separatist rebels, Sunni zealots, Kaffa separatists. So we evidently owned territory. Kaffa expects to own Ethiopian noble rebels. And Beta Israel separatists. Okay. National unrest is minus 1.83. Provincial unrest is 0.6 across the board, so that's not too bad. And we can see now what we can expect to spawn for rebels. 8K, 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 11K, and 7K armies. The number here next to the provinces is the number of provinces that are contributing to the rebel chance. So in this case, the Adalan separatists are spawning in Dawaro and Engat, which are... There's Engat. So if we come over here, we'll see rebel types is the Adalan separatists, 0.6, and you can see the contributing factors there. So that's a nice addition. Religion, we've looked at this. Nothing to see there. Military, nothing to see here. Now, how many forts do we have? We have 3 forts, it looks like. Level 2. This is the capital fort, I think. Maybe. Yeah, that's the capital. There it is. And then another level 2 fort there. So we've got 3 forts. That's not too bad. I'll live with that. Now, they've also reworked the forts in this game. So we'll have to pay attention to movement around forts and whatnot. Subjects, we have none, and estates. Okay, so let's go ahead and go again. Bump the speed up. We're watching for our diplomats to bear fruit up there and get some positive relationships with a couple of our neighbors so that we can maybe get some alliances. View the Great Powers. The Great Powers are also new to this game. Great Powers get a lot of bonuses and special abilities. So eventually we obviously will want to strive to become a great power, but you can see who the current great powers are. It's the top 8 countries in the world. Those familiar with Vicky 2, that was the threshold for great powers in Victoria 2 as well. So right now, England, Castile, and Lithuania are at the bottom of your list. Ming is always big early on. Ottomans is always big early on. Timurids and Mamluks, just because of their sheer size and development. Great power status is strictly based on development and the tech cost penalty. So Timurids will drop out relatively soon because they actually have a penalty, having not gotten feudalism in their territory yet. Okay, we've gained the diplomatic insult CB against Kaffa, who insulted us. We've got a marriage alliance. Okay. I hope that didn't do what it looked like it did. Okay, it didn't. Okay, so we now have the equivalent of a queen consort, I believe is what that is, the attaché. Have no idea what that word is, but if our ruler dies before an heir is of age, well, we have an heir, but the heir is not of age, which isn't the case right now, we would have the equivalent of a queen consort, and she would have the abilities of a normal ruler, to include declaring wars and whatnot, which is new to this version as well. So good. I wonder how big Kaffa's army is. Okay, right now they're allied with Alodia. So if we had a war, it would be me and Medribari against Alodia and Kaffa. Alodia entered, yeah. Okay, Dal entered an alliance with Ajuran. So that's these two. We need to get to, I wonder if we have a claim on these guys already. Let's take a look. No, we don't have any claims yet on Kaffa. So again, that's going to be my first target for expansion. We won't be able to take them, if I remember correctly, we won't be able to take them all in one war. But we might be able to take like 2 of the provinces and then vassalize them. That's an option. Okay, they are the Coptic religion, which is one of the reasons I'm after them first. They won't be as troublesome to keep in our realm. Okay, let's see if we can have enough for an alliance yet. What do we need? We need 8 more points there. Oops. And we can get our alliance with Warsangali now. So we will do that. Right now they're improving relationships with me. Okay, so we'll stop relationship improvement. And we will offer an alliance with Warsangali. That will help us against Adal. Okay, so now my army is 21,000 strong against whatever Adal and Kaffa can put up. I imagine Kaffa's probably right around 7k army as well. I think that as soon as we get our claim fabricated, we will go to war with Kaffa. Meantime, we can take a look and see what our neighbors look like. You can see Madagascar's been beefed up. I think this was a Mare Nostrum change that filled out the island of Madagascar. Although, I don't remember there being that many. They may have tweaked it a little bit for this expansion. Kilwa, obviously, is the one that we're going to have to worry about to our south eventually. They seem to just eat up everything down here. Mutapa has a lot of very nice provinces, but it'll be some time before we could do anything down there. They've got a couple gold provinces. Kilwa is very strong starting. So they don't oh yeah, they start with 1 gold province. But they seem to grab a lot of these other ones really quick. And there's another gold province there. Lots of ivory. Ivory is a very good early game item as well. Okay, so we're up to 12 on our spy network. Let's take a look and see which one we're going to want to go for. We've got grain, we've got wool, we've got coffee. The coffee one is probably going to be the one we go for. And of course, they do have the gold province as well. If we can take 2 and then vassalize them, we'll take it all if we can. Without getting too much AE, but if we can't, we'll try to take these 2 and vassalize them, the rest of them, to limit our aggressive expansion. What is my unit troop strength? 11 of 15, so we could actually build 4 more armies. We won't at the moment. Our maximum manpower is at 17,800, so we're just 1,000 shy there. We have a naval force limit of 12, but we have no ports, so we can't do anything about that. Our discipline, obviously, we took that blessing, so we get a bonus to our discipline right off the bat, which is a huge early game bonus. forget which one I was looking for down here. Alexandria, Antioch, Kesar Ibram was up north. It's Yerevan, which is down here, right? No, that's way up north. I forget which provinces. You know what I should do? Let's do this. Let me pause it real quick. I'm going to mark those as provinces of interest for me. So that when we get to that point, we'll be able to recognize them. Yerevan. It's up here somewhere. Sankara Kanulu. There it is. Okay, so there's one. Alexandria is one. What are the other two? Kesar Ibram and Antioch. So there's one. And there's one. Okay, so those are the provinces we need to take to get that blessing, or to get that achievement. We probably could do the same. Yeah, I probably should do the same. We'll take mark those as provinces of interest. We want all of Kaffa marked, and we'll just mark a couple. If my allies are interested in any of these others, I'm not worried about it. Eventually they'll be incorporated into the nation anyway. Okay, we can also take a look and see what other nations are interested in. So you can see Orsangali views, basically, it's usually going to be all of the neighboring provinces. And as long as we don't have any overlap, if we go into a war with Adar here, then we could end up splitting these up. That's fine. Should be able to get one more alliance here, right? That looks like a... Oh, we can't. We're still 3 points short. Neutral attitude. I consider Makurian province to be of vital interest. Just one. They're not the same religious group. Okay, we'll leave our diplomat continue there. What else can we do with our diplomat? Well, we could start making friends with some of our other neighbors as well, so they're less likely to join wars against us. Okay, the itinerant capital. In order to control the diverse Ethiopian empire, the Solomonids have never established a permanent capital. Instead, the royal court travels from chief to chief every few months. Whilst it is hard to establish an administrative continuity under such circumstances, the traveling court does have its benefits. The frequent visits of the royal courts in all corners of the empire are contributing to the growth of a common elite culture in our lands. So we can gain a stability, or we can actively encourage the cultural conversion of the countryside. Ethiopia gets itinerant capital until 55, so 10 years. National unrest minus 0.5, stability cost modifier 10%, and culture conversion cost minus 5%. You know what? Stability is too big early on. I'm going to take that. I'm going to go with that. Now here's the thing. Yemen and or Hijaz is eventually going to try to cross into the Horn of Africa here, and we've got to be ready to stand united and strong to hold them and keep them off. Whichever one it is going to have a stronger navy than we start with once we even get naval access. And remember, we have our mission is to occupy our own Massawa, so we'll be able to do that, but it's going to be some time before we can vassalize them and annex them. We should probably actually work on getting that up to 190. We could vassalize them fairly early, so maybe we'll do that. Okay, our spy network is big enough. We're going to get a claim in Willada. Fabricate claim. Okay, friends in need. The Etege, or queen, of our illustrious Negusa Nagast, Tenegi? Sure. Recently brought us a request from her family, the House Sparid of Medribari. Apparently, Negus Menas I has been troubled with diplomatic scandals lately and has asked us, his most trusted friends, if we can help him in any way. His letters filled with compliments on our international reputation and well-mannered representatives. Okay, a couple of our most talented diplomats will be sent to aid them. That would give us a 25 loss of diplomatic power, but gain us a 75 relationship right off the bat. Or we could, and what can we get in return? Nothing. Basically, we lose a bunch of penalties, and the event broken promises happens. I want that 75 bonus because that means we can maybe immediately... I have no diplomats to send. Vassalize them. Well, that's fine. We need to go ahead and pull these guys back anyway, so that we can declare war. And we are going to immediately not vassalize them. Minus 107. Okay, so we can't vassalize them because our economic and military power are not substantially different at this point. Okay, no big deal. We are still going to, let's see what we can do in a war deck. Now, Elodia would join against us. It's these guys up here. I would not get either of my allies to join. Really? So the question is, can I stand off against two nations right now? I'm not sure that I can. I have no idea what their army strength is. They're hiding, and they're hiding in Kaffa. Well, we could look it up. Let's go military armies. What am I looking for here? Military. So Elodia has a 6,000 man army. Kaffa has a 7,000 man army, so 13,000. We're at 11,000. We can get 5 more. We've got a discipline bonus. You know what? That's exactly what we're going to do. What do we have? We have an 8-3, so we'll go with 3 and 1. We're going to build up our army and prepare for war, with or without our allies. As soon as that army is done, portions of Kaffa shall fall. Now, sometimes, if we right-click on these guys, see, they have a desire for land there, but my war isn't against Elodia. You know what? We could change this. Elodia is a rival, right? Let's verify that. If we actually declared war on Elodia, Kaffa would join him. Oops. Is that his only ally is Kaffa? It is. And then Madribari would join us, and we can promise them Beja, or Beja. And if we did that and gave them Beja, then they would join me, and we'd be 15 and 5, 20,000 against them. So as soon as my army is done, I think we'll do that. We'll change tax slightly. Oh, well, that's not an option. They've changed this. Oh, I don't have a claim there right now, so the only one I can do is humiliate rival. So I need to change this and get a claim up here. So we'll do that. Meantime, we'll keep an eye out on Makuria, and we can actually get an alliance with the Makuria as well now. So work on that. So theoretically, we could get a 3-way war against Elodia here if I promise both of my allies some land and give them at least 1 province each. That'll add another 5,000, so we'd be at 15 and 5, 10, 15, 25,000 against their two, about roughly 14,000 man army. Okay, so we've got a plan. Let's see if it pays off. We just need to get 20 points of claim fabrication so we can actually claim Al-Qadarif. Eventually, these guys will have to go away. Who are they allied with? Just us? Just us right now. That's good. I don't want to see them allied with the Mamluks. That would be a disaster. Who are you allied with? Just Ajuran? Okay. So right now, the alliance chains are very thin. Ajuran is allied with both Adal and Mombasa. Adal and Mombasa. But like I said, the alliance chains are still fairly thin at this stage of the game, so we don't have to worry about multiple. Okay, claim fabrication is up to 6. And we'll keep an eye on this, because if it changes to where we can actually get somebody involved. See, now we have, because we have a claim here and we can do a conquest CB, we actually have the ability to give them land, whereas at a humiliate rival, that option is not available. So that is what we're waiting for here, is we have to have a claim to be able to bring in the allies by offering them land. Otherwise, the other thing you do is you wait until you have 10 favors with the nation, and you can see that I'm gaining a favor every year with them. So in 8 years, if I wanted to do just a different type without offering them any land, that's what I'd have to do, is wait for 8 more years. I'm not willing to wait 8 more years. I want some territory now. Let's see, we're losing money at the rate of 1 a month. Our claim will be done before we have to worry about it. Let's see what leaders are available if I really needed one. Fort defense, not very useful. The morale of armies, moderately useful. That would be the one I would get if I needed one right now. You can see our morale is at 2.6. It's probably going to be roughly the same for them. Our discipline bonus is going to be what sets us apart. Okay, we have a political crisis. Occur from time to time. They often involved a conflict between the ruler and the parliament, unrest among the nobility, or conflicts of interest between the nobility and the merchants or religious leaders. Okay, now we have an item in green here, and if you hover over that, this is new, and this option is available due to my ruler having the trait righteous. So I can soften the impact. I would lose 10 legitimacy. The other options are lose a stability given time a solution will present itself, or reputation is everything, lose 25 legitimacy. So that one isn't even an option. It's either lose 1 stability or lose 10 legitimacy. We're at 100 legitimacy right now. I think I can live with the loss of a couple points of legitimacy, which will go back up over the course of time. In about 7 years, that will be back up to 100 without any, assuming nothing else affects it. Okay, we have provincial unrest. It's gone up across the board to 0.3. It was at 0. It's now at 0.3 across the board. No big deal. Our rebel factions are still all at 0%. In the meantime, our manpower is climbing back up toward max, despite... Now, we are at max units, right? We are at 15 of 15, so we are at max units. Can't have any more. Now, if we take a look at these guys, I'm sure they desire most of northern Elodia. So we will be looking at giving them maybe Soba and or Shendi. We'll be looking at giving Medribari Beja, while we take 1 or 2 down here from Kaffa and Al-Qadarif. We're in improving relations. Why would we have a minus 109 with these guys? Warsangali, Ethiopia, because they have me as a rival. Okay. That might be a waste of a diplomat, but I don't have much else to do with them at the moment. I could maybe throw one across the strait to Hejaz. Or maybe let's be friendlies, play friendly with the Mamluks for now. The only penalties we have right now are the different religion penalty, so we can live with that. We're at 14. Now we get a bonus to creating our because they're a rival, we get a 25% bonus to our spy network, which is good. They're also close, so we don't have a big penalty that we would have for spying on somebody further away. They have a spy detection in Alodia of minus 5.4%. I'm not sure what that comes from. It might be like a tradition or something for them. I don't know. But it might be, let's see, our Alodia spy network is at 18. So you can see what our spy network gives us. We'll have a siege ability bonus and an aggressive expansion bonus with them as well. Defended at 105.4% efficiency. Prestige and stability give them bonuses to their spy defense. I didn't realize stability. Let's see. Stability, foreign spy detection, 5%. So yeah, we also have a bonus to spy detection against us. Okay, so here it goes. At the end of the month, we will fabricate a claim on Al-Qadarif. And start off our first war. Okay, so we fabricate a claim on Al-Qadarif. We stopped building the spy network to give us the diplomat. Now we can declare war. Conquest, take Al-Qadarif. They will get Kaffa. If I promise land to Makuria and promise land to Medarbari, I can get them both to join as well. So, we will confirm this. Pause. Advancement of the merchant classes. Okay, first of all, Makuria joined our war. Kaffa joined the war against us. Medarbari joined our war. The status of the burghers does not rest on the same old traditions as that of the nobility or the clergy. Instead, they have had to make their own fortunes by working diligently and then risking the profit to again expand their business. As a rule, however, this has gone well for them lately. While not as prestigious business as, well, not as prestigious business is in many ways the backbone of our economy, and through their control of the coins, the burghers have managed to increase their power over the country. So they gain 10 influence. So their influence jumps to 20. We don't have to worry about it until their influence gets above 70 or 80. We have failed to receive the following effects. Ethiopia gets foreign contacts, giving the following. We have failed to complete a mission. Oh, I didn't know we had the mission to improve our relations. I thought I took something else. No big deal. We'll get a new mission here. Achieve religious unity. We're a long way away from being able to do that. The rival of our rival, or conquer Alsa. Where's Alsa? Alsa's here. Well, they're probably our next target, so I think we'll go with that. The rival of our rival is Yemen's opinion of me to be 100. That's actually an easy one to do. I think I'll take that one first. That's an immediate 5 prestige and 25 diplomatic power. That's a real easy one to do. All we have to do is, let's see, they're already rivaled with Adal, so we get a bonus right off the bat because we're both rivals of Adal. As soon as our diplomat gets back, we will start improving relationships with them. Okay, so what we want to do here is I want to set objectives and have Makuria occupy these two. I want Medrabare to occupy Beja, and then I will take care of the rest. So the Makuria army is going to come under attack by the Lodian army right off the bat. That's fine. I think what we'll do, since there's no fort around us here, we'll occupy our war goal, and then we'll turn and take on the Kapha army. We'll let these guys slug it out up here. Medrabari is going to go actually support that attack. That's fine. So once we occupy this province, we will turn... Now, is that the Elodian army? It is. Okay. So we've already got the Elodians on the retreat. Kapha's going to come down and try to occupy some territories. We've two unforded territories, but he broke his army to do it as well. So I'll be able to gobble up the 1K army, then I'll turn on the 6K army. Then I will go occupy the Kapha. Nope, he's going to get his army back together. That's fine. Now they do have a fort in here, so I'm going to have to occupy at least the one fort, which is just fine. I'm going to want to occupy them both anyway. Nope, he broke his siege off. They're gonna get their army together into one stack. Actually, pretty smart by them. They supposedly have been working on the AI, so see if we can catch part of their army apart from the rest. I'm not worried about them having occupied one of my territories. They're under siege up to the north. That's fine. We will siege both castles down here if we can. Now we'll be defending, and they'll have a river crossing penalty to get to us at this point as well. Let's take a look. Do we have a fort map mode here? We do somewhere. There it is. So you can see where passage is blocked by forts. They can't just walk through because of the active forts. So that map mode has been improved somewhat as well. Medrabari is going to come down, and what are they going to do? They're going to unsiege my territory, I think. We've got one... For some reason, they still don't like following the requests up here. They have a mind of their own still. I mean, it's what we requested, but they don't always do it. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Okay, we have a -2 to fort level. Are you going to, what, jump in the battle with me, or are you going to unsiege my territory? Where are you going? Yeah, they're going to unsiege my territory. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and bump up the speed one notch here while these sieges are going on. Just kind of keep an eye out for other things going on. I can zoom out a little bit, keep the entire battle in. Now, another thing that's changed, it's kind of hard to see, I'm sure. It's impossible to see with my portrait where it is. What if we move... Oops. Can I move the camera? Oops, I didn't realize my camera was where it was. You know what, let's just turn the camera off. How's that? So it's hard to see even then, but if you take a look at the mini-map, you'll see some red dots and green dots. You can actually see where enemies and allies are on the mini-map, kind of. The red dots obviously being the enemies, green dots are my units, and I think it's blue dots, although again it's hard to see on that mini-map. Can you increase? Yeah, you can actually zoom in on... No, that's not the mini-map zoom. I don't think you can actually change the size of that mini-map, but... Yep, they are there, so you can kind of keep an eye, in a larger empire, keep an eye on the status of armies across the nations. Okay, so we've got our first bonus siege. We starting at a -1 plus 12 is 11. That's good. That jumps it up another one. We need to get to the food shortage bonus to jump it up by 2 at a time, which is a 12 to 13. So if we roll a 12 or above on this next siege phase, we'll jump up by 2, and it'll just keep going up from there. Where's the enemy army? Oh, they've kicked my allies back to their own territory. Yeah, that's fine. That'll give me a chance to finish the sieges of Kaffa. What I'll do is I'll separate peace Kaffa if I get a early win here, and then we'll just have to deal with Elodia. Okay, my ally's going to go actually siege Kaffa for me, which is good. Now we are losing money. I think what I'm going to do, if I boost this up with war taxes, it's going to give me 2 years of a bit of a bonus toward my income, which hopefully means I won't have to, well, we're still going to end up taking a loan. I think it's because we're suffering attrition here. Let's do this. Let's cut that army in half and move it over there so that we aren't suffering attrition. If we aren't suffering attrition, then we should get lower our cost of battle. Okay, in the meantime, the siege, we're up to the +2. They're still chasing each other down in the north, it looks like. Okay, there's one occupation. My leader had no siege value, unfortunately, so... Okay, now we're jumping up quickly. So we're at 5 plus whatever the die roll is, so we're guaranteed at least the +1 from now on per siege tick, possibly +2 or 3. Where's Makuria? What are they doing? They're rebuilding their army, it looks like. What's Medribari doing? So they've occupied one of my non-essential territories. Okay, Zara Yaqub has fallen ill and cannot handle all the aspects of ruling. Well, that's not good. A national tax modifier -10 by giving the nobles some power, or decentralized ruling, monthly autonomy change for 10 years. That would be 0.5 per year, a little over 0.5 per year, or a monthly autonomy change of a total of +5, and the burghers gain 10 loyalty. I don't think it matters one way or the other. Okay, we got a 14, so we got a wall breakthrough. So we're at 10 minus 2 is 8 plus the die roll. If we can get these two territories done quickly, we can actually knock Kaffa out of the war and just have Elodia to deal with. This is also new. You can see what they can do for what their provincial unrest reduction is if they're in a territory with unrest. Okay, there goes that territory. We'll leave the leader here, finish off this siege. We're still losing a little bit of money. This one, let's make sure we have our friendlies can attach. I forgot to tick that. Let's go see if we can get an attack on the remaining... Is that Elodia or... Oh yeah, Elodia is up in running loose in Makurian territory. Get the leader. Let's get both of these armies stacked up with me, and then we will take on the territory that is trying to siege me down up here. And we will not get a river crossing from here, I think. Where's that river crossing at from? From there, okay. So we won't get a river crossing penalty here. Should knock this out. We can actually sortie from the siege as well and get a couple of extra troops. That will knock Kaffa out of that fight. Meantime, our siege down here in Kaffa proper is starting to pay dividends. We're in positive territory starting out, +1 plus the die roll. Okay, up here, in the meantime, well, they haven't lost any territory. None of their territories have been sieged yet. Got our territory back. I guess we'll go take out that other army out there while we're stacked 15k deep. Okay, Makura accepted peace from Kilwa. Oh, Makua, not Makura. I was going to say, how'd they get... so, Kilwa... Oh, Kilwa lost a battle early on? Will end their overlordship of Sofala. Wow, I don't think I've seen Kilwa lose a battle early on like that. So they've lost their overlordship of Sofala. Do they have any other vassals? They don't. They have alliances with Melende and Pate. Wow. So Kilwa just got a bit weaker. That's why they started out strong early on, is they had Sofala as a vassal, which gave them a couple gold provinces to draw on. That's nice. Oh, hey, looky here. We get our first tech. We can now build... we'll have bonuses in production efficiency and yearly corruption for 4 years, and be able to build the churches. And we're not far behind in the next tech gains either. Where are you going? Let's try to intercept that army. There we go. We at least got the Kaffa army. We're going to stack wipe the Kaffa army, I think, because they're unable to move, it looks like, in time. Yep, that's a stack wipe. So the Kaffa army is out of the battle, and they're unable to build another army. Makuria, is that it? Was that the entire enemy army? No, there's still 6,000 wandering around. Not sure where they are. I thought I had seen them a minute ago, but I don't see them now, so I guess we'll just start sieging Soba. Stop trying to improve relationships with Mamluks, okay. And with Ajuran. Don't worry about that. That will give us a free diplomat. Well, where'd the enemy army go? Yeah, this siege will be over soon. We're at 9 plus a die roll. We need 11 or more right now on that die roll. There's 1,000 men. Where's the rest of their army? They've got a few thousand more somewhere. I did read that right? Yeah, they have 5,000 man army floating around somewhere. Oh, there they are. Let's go ahead and detach a siege, and where are they going? Beja. Okay, we'll chase them down. And this siege is not quite over. We rolled a 1. We had a disease outbreak. Oh good, we caught them before they ran into Beja. I wonder if it's remotely possible to vassalize both countries in this one war. I guess it's worth a try. We give up 3 provinces to okay, Helen of Ethiopia. Early on in his reign, King Zara Yaqub married the daughter of one of the Muslim chiefs of the kingdom. As the young woman converted and said her vows to the Ethiopian emperor, there was no way to know that this would turn out to be one of the most influential persons in Ethiopian politics for years to come. Eleni, or Helen, would in time serve not only her husband, but several successive kings after him as an advisor and as a power behind the throne. Gain 25 administrative power and gain a new consort, a 443 consort. Oh, what's going to happen to my existing consort, who is from the Medrabari? Yeah. Wow. The House of